It's time for Presidential Essentials. Only the need-to-know stuff about the 2024 race. Maybe I shouldn't say race.
Oh, come on.
Sorry.
I do hope you'll reconsider to meet me on the debate stage. Because as the saying goes, if you've got something to say it to my face.
Kamala, hello. Beautiful. I didn't even know her name, Kamala. Well, Kamala, let's go. Challenge accepted. Are you ready? Let's compare our record point by point.
Presidential Essentials with Bruce and Gaydos. KTAR News, 92.3 FM.
Is Trump the only presidential candidate to get shot in the ear and then shoot himself in the foot?
Did you just come up with that? You
I
wrote
did.
that down, didn't you?
No.
Okay. Just
Listen,
checking.
I'm just that entertaining.
I'm good. That's good. That's solid.
Anyway, all right. Our first essential. Kamala Harris is headed to the Valley on Friday, next Friday. Anybody know where she's going to be?
We haven't heard a location yet, have
It won't
we?
be the border, I'll tell you that.
No, well, we don't have one in Phoenix. Unless
Well, I'm saying I'm just in Arizona.
I was say the border between Tempe and Mesa, you know. Well,
Which one of us is going to drive her out so she could see it for the first time? So she'll be in Arizona. Is she going to be with Mark Kelly as a vice president?
running mate. Yeah, because she's going to announce the running mate and then go on this quote-unquote barnstorming tour through swing states, Arizona being one of them. Starting on the East Coast, working their way west. I think that's how time works. That might be part of the reason behind it.
It's not him.
I don't think it's Mark Kelly.
I told you weeks ago, it wasn't going to be him.
Yeah, I've thought Shapiro was the front runner all along, and I'm going to stick with Governor Shapiro as the as the front runner that will be announced. We hear that this weekend, Vice President Harris is meeting with like the top 6, the names you've heard bandied about, including Mark Kelly.
Right.
I heard one of those political pundits say this is the polite, perfunctory way of telling people they didn't get the job.
Face to face.
Face to face. So you don't have to hear it when the press release goes out that we picked somebody else. So that you're doing the professional thing of meeting with them going, thank you very much for your interest, but you can keep your day job.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. It'll be Shapiro. That'll be announced over the weekend or on Monday. Yeah. Here's the other thing.
Ready.
Is she going to have a rally? I don't know. Is she going to have one of these rallies, or is she going somewhere, to speak, and it's a small venue, and not even a venue. It could be somebody's house. It could be. I'm just wondering if there's going to
coming here on this barnstorming thing. It's going to have to have some heft
All right,
to it.
And then the next question is, how many people are going to show up for this thing? It's going to be hot next week.
Hotter than you know what.
Yes.
Could be indoors.
Okay, but you got to line up outside. Still going to be hot.
Oh.
We saw people pass out at the Trump thing.
That we know.
And here's the thing: can she get can she get a crowd? That's number one. But number two is, I've always said, crowds don't matter.
No,
They never mattered.
No, they don't.
Trump had the biggest crowds in 2020 and lost the election. Didn't matter.
Right. We don't pick president based on crowd size. We don't pick presidents based on bumper stickers, yard signs, or flags hanging off of trucks.
Presidential Essentials, only the need-to-know stuff about the 2024 presidential race. All right, Bruce has looked at 105 polls today.
I didn't look at all of them individually. The Washington Post does something, so I want to give them credit for this. They looked at 105
I tried to give you credit.
polls.
I was just going to give you credit.
Okay, most of them, not all, most of them conducted after Biden dropped out of the race.
Yeah, I mean, these are the ones we need. I don't give a crap about the ones before Biden, right?
Yeah, and what they found is that there is no argument that
people want Biden back.
Harris has narrowed the lead in many states.
Yeah.
But they do not have her leading in all of the swing states like some of these outlier polls.
Yeah, because Trump was winning all the swing states.
Correct.
At one point against Biden. And then you throw all that out and you say, okay, let's see what they are now.
Right. So you have Pennsylvania as a toss-up, and that's because Harris picked up about a point.
Okay, and she's going to have a running mate from Pennsylvania.
You have Wisconsin, where Harris is ahead.
Uh-huh.
You have Michigan, where they are in effect tied. They're within the margin of error right now. But you still have Trump in the lead in Nevada, North Carolina, Arizona, and Georgia, even though Harris closed some of the gap. Again, this is looking at 105 different polls, and then they weight them. They do all this math. There's math involved, and I just got to trust them on this on some level. But this is what they're seeing. Yes, there's movement. No, it hasn't completely turned the race around, at least not yet.
Yeah, I mean, she's got a bump from, everybody, the Biden is, oh, gosh, I mean, that was a disaster.
There's no doubt about it. There
She's
isn't
got a
one
bump.
poll
No.
where Harris polled lower than Biden.
So
how's that?
she's going to have her Democratic National Convention coming up this month.
Yeah, in two weeks.
Most likely, she's going to get a bump from that.
Most people get a bump out of their
And
convention.
while she's getting a bump, even Republicans will tell you this, Donald Trump is shooting himself in the foot. I mean,
as expected and per usual.
Again, but I would say more than usual. No, it's true. I mean,
really? You
because
think that the what was it? The National Association of Black NABJ?
Oh,
really?
Yeah, it was.
I think he did it on purpose.
Oh, really?
Absolutely.
Okay.
There was a book that came out.
Didn't help him.
Well, there was a book that came out about Trump, written by that guy was his name Michael Wolff, and he said, and this was interviews with Trump, that Trump treats every day as its own reality show.
Okay.
And he wants to be the lead story on that day. He doesn't care for what reason.
That's fine.
He doesn't believe there's such a thing as bad publicity.
There is such a thing as bad publicity.
He went into that because he didn't have to mention that Kamala just turned black. He wanted it wasn't like he screwed up or they tricked him or anything.
No.
He brought that up on his own. He wanted to be the story.
Well, at the end of the day, he looked like a fool. And, it's lasted a full week. Now you've got Simone Biles coming out saying, I like my black job. I mean, that's a shot at Donald Trump. Yeah. And so he's had a terrible week. Terrible. Republicans will tell you that. There was a Republican, we played a clip just the other day who said he crapped the bed.
Scott Jennings, yeah.
Yeah, very conservative. Crapped the bed.
He's been having a pretty good couple months there on CNN, getting to rub it in their faces. And
Trump was doing very well after he got shot and went to the convention and all that, and he flushed it down the toilet with stupid comments. Presidential Essentials, only the need-to-know stuff about the 2024 presidential race.
Thanks for watching Outspoken with Bruce and Gaydos. Tap to watch more from KTAR News and click the button in the middle to subscribe.